And also,
No, I've never had anything like that. Is one of them, and it sounds like the UK isn't one either.
One either.
no, I've never had anything like that.
No, I've never had anything like that. No, I've never had anything like that. And also, I would say as well.
And also, I would say as well, obviously, in my position, I'm one
in my position. I would say as well, obviously, in my position.
person, okay?
I'm one person, okay?
So I know that this is a very different situation when we're talking about people that have families or,
I would say as well, obviously, in my position, I'm one person in my position. I'm one person in my position. In my position. 난 한 사람이야. 저는 내 처지에서 in my position, 내 입장, 내 처지. 내 입장, 내 처지 이런 걸 말할 때는 in my position, 내 위치에서는 I'm one person, okay? So I know I'm one person. So I know that this is very different situation. 되게 다른 상황이야. When we're talking about people that have families or,
it's a, credit cards can be really useful as well because, you need.
Credit cards can be really useful as well. 그렇기도 할 거야. Credit cards can be really useful as well because 왜냐면
to put expenses or things that you want to do, and it's not all bad, but
you need to 해야 돼. Put expenses or things that you want to do. Put expenses. Put expenses. 비용을 경비를 돈 You need to put expenses. Things. put이랑 비용이나 경비인데 어떤 것들을 사야겠다. 다른 뜻이 있다. 너가 You need to put expenses. Or things that you want to do, and it's not all bad. 나쁘게 하는 건 아니에요. It's not all bad. 나쁘게 하는 건 아니에요. It's not all bad. It's not all bad, but obviously
I'm looking at it from a perspective of one person. I'm only responsible for myself.
I'm looking at it from a perspective of one person. I'm looking at it from a perspective of one person. 한 사람의 입장에서 보고 있어. I'm looking at it from
Obviously, I'm looking at it from a perspective of one person.
I'm looking at it from a perspective of one person. I'm only responsible for myself.
I'm only responsible for myself.
I'm only responsible for myself. 나만 책임지고. I'm only 나만 책임집니다. I'm only responsible for 나만 책임지면 돼. I'm only responsible for myself.
So really, I know that the situation is different if you've got 4 children that you have to
Yeah.
pay for, and
Really, I know that the situation is different. 상황이 다른 걸 알아. The situation is different. I know that the situation 상황이 다르다는 걸 알아. I know that the situation is different. If you've got 4 children that you have to pay for, and it's like a different
it's like a different conversation.
different conversation. 다른 얘기야. 또 다른 얘기야. It's like 또 다른 얘기. 이건 다른 얘기지. It's like a different conversation.
But I like saving. I think saving's important, but I'm not.
I like saving. 조그마한 거 좋아해. I like saving. I think saving is important. 내 생각에는 조금 중요해. I like saving. I think saving. I like saving. I think saving is important.
I'm not obsessive about it. Maybe
I'm not obsessive about it. But I'm not obsessive about it. 하지만 뭐 그렇게 집착하진 않아. I'm not obsessive about it. obsess는 I'm obsessed with라고 하는데 이거는 obsessive about it. I'm not obsessive about it. 초반에도 obsessive가 많지 않나? obsessive 나왔는데 그렇지. 여기도 계속 이렇게 I'm not obsessive about it. 계속 같은 얘기하고 있어. I'm not obsessive about it. obsessive라고. I'm not obsessive about it. 집착하지 않아. I'm not obsessive about it. 그 말을 페이지에 같은 말 있어. not obsessive about it.
Maybe I should be.
Maybe I should be.
I need to take a bit of a leaf out of you and your wife's book and try and just not spend too much in things like supermarkets. I feel like I spend too much money in supermarkets.
Maybe I should be. Maybe I should be. 그래야 된다나? Maybe I need to take a bit of a leaf out of you. Take a leaf가 뭐야? 이런 뜻이 있네. If I take a bit of a bit out of you and your wife's book and try and just not spend too much in things like supermarkets. Take a leaf out of take a leaf out of somebody's this book. From 엄마의 행동을 반복하다. 확인해보세요. 행동을 본받는 거네. Take a leaf out of somebody's book 하면은 누구의 행동을 본받다, 배우다. 배우다. 확인해다라기보다는 거울 삼다라는 게 되겠네. 거울 삼다. 거울 삼다. 어머에게 배우다. 이런 거. 그렇지. 그러니까 좀 배워야 한다면 You and your wife's book 여기까지. 위에 뭘 본받다. 또는 이게 배우다. 거울 삼다. 이런 뜻이지. Maybe 만약에 내가 I need to take a bit of a leaf out of you and your wife's book. You and your wife's book. Bit of you in your wife's book and try and just not spend too much in things like 아마도 난 해야 돼. Try a bit of a leaf out of you and your wife's book and try just not spend too much in things like supermarkets. 아마도 힘들 것 같아.
I'm terrible because I go when I'm hungry.
I feel like spend too much money in supermarkets. I feel like 인것 같아. I feel like I'm terrible because I go when I'm hungry. 배고플 때 가니까
always make that mistake.
I always make that mistake. 같은 실수를 해. 그러니까 그런 실수를 해. I'm always make that mistake.
I go when I'm hungry.
I go when I'm hungry. 배고플 때 가서
I spend a lot of money.
I spend a lot of money.
And, you know, I don't look at the receipt and I'm just like, yeah, whatever it is.
I don't look at the receipt. 영수증을 안 봐. receipt. P가 발음을 안 하네. receipt. 발음을 안 한다. receipt. I'm just like whatever. I don't look at the receipt and I'm just like, yeah, whatever.
It's just supermarket, it's food.
It's just supermarket, it's food.
I have to buy food.
Have to buy food.
But those little things add up.
Yeah.
Those little things add up. Add up? Those little things add up. 그러면 작은 게 조금씩 늘어난다, 쌓여간다, add up. 합산하다. 돈이 점점 늘어나는 거야. add up. 더하다. 점점 더해지는 거야. 좀 늘어나는 거지. Those little things add up.
Yeah, I think that is probably an area that we could reduce our spending in as well, is our food budget, because my wife and I both work a lot, and at the end of the day...
Yeah, I think that is probably an area. 그런 부분이지. That is probably an area that we could reduce our spending. Reduce our spending. As well as our food budget.
our spending in as well is our food budget.
As well as our food budget. 아니라 그런 부분에서도 좀 줄일 수도 있지. I think that is probably an area that we could reduce our spending in as well as our food budget because my wife and I both work a lot.
Budget because my wife and I both work a lot, and at the end of the day,
At the end of the day, 하루가 끝날 때, at the end of the day, you're hungry.
you're hungry, and there are so many restaurants just within walking distance, and
There are so many restaurants just within walking distance. 걸어갈 만한 거리. Just within walking distance. Within walking distance. 걸어갈 만한 거리. 걸어갈 만한 거리. 되게 가까운 곳이지. 일단 걸어갈 만한 거는 걸어서 갈 만한 레스토랑이 진짜 많아. There are so many restaurants just within walking distance and food delivery in Korea. So many food delivery. 배달이 많아. Food delivery. There are so many restaurants just within walking distance and food delivery in Korea. There are so many restaurants. It's so easy.
walking distance and food delivery in Korea is so easy, and you can just open your app and they'll deliver it right to your door.
And you can just open your app. 그냥 앱을 열어서 open your app and they will deliver it right to your door. 그냥 배달할 수 있어. They will 열면 애들이 그걸 배달해줘. 바로 문 앞에. They will deliver it right to your door. They will deliver it right to your door. They will deliver it. They will deliver it right to your door.
And sometimes if you're tired and hungry at the end of the day,
Sometimes, if you're tired and hungry at the end of the day, 하루가 끝나고 배가 고프면 at the end of the day, 하루가 끝나고 이걸 이렇게 생각할 수 있겠다. 이거 아니에요. And at the end of the day, 끝날 때 if you're tired and hungry at the end of the day, 배가 고프면 and sometimes if you're tired and hungry at the end of the day, it's really easy to do that.
it's really easy to do that. So maybe we could be more disciplined in that regard.
Maybe we could be more disciplined in that regard. Be disciplined. Discipline. In that regard. Disciplined. 단련 징계를 하는 거다. 스스로 절제하는 것 같은데. 그치? We could be more 절제돼야지. 표현을 갖는 게 아니라 be more disciplined. 절제하다? In that regard. regard. 그 점에 있어서는 우리가 좀 더 절제를 해야 돼. 그런 점에서 in that regard. 그런 부분에서 in that regard. But Anna,
before we wrap up,
be more disciplined. 조금 더 고민을 해봐야겠어. In that regard. 그런 점에서. Before we wrap up, 마무리 짓기 전에
because I know we're getting a little long here, but
I know we're getting a little long here. 좀 길어지고 있는데
I do want to share some tips because
I do want to share some tips. 좀 팁을 쉐어하고 싶어.
we did say that we were going to give some
Yes.
tips.
Because we did say that. 우리가 그렇게 말했잖아. We're going to give some tips. 팁을 좀 줄 거야. 에이, 뒤에 더 있어. 뭐야? 와.
So I wrote down how many? I have 5 tips that I wrote down here on a little post-it.
I wrote down 적었어. How many? 몇 개나 있지? I have 5 tips. 5개 팁 있어. 내가 적어놓은 게. I wrote down here on a little post. 작은 포스트잇에. 응?
Down here on a little post-it, and
Post-it. 포스트. And maybe I will share one of them.
Maybe I'll share one of them because I think it's funny because we already talked about this at the start of the episode.
I will share one of them because I think it's funny. Because we already talked about this at the start of the episode. 시작할 때 이미 얘기했거든. At the start of the episode. At the start of the episode. And my tip is
get older. Because
get older. Tip is 나이가 그냥 들어. Get older. Because
that has been the best thing for me for saving money is aging.
Because that has been the best thing for me. 나한테는 그게 제일 좋은 방법이었어. Best thing for me for saving money 하는 거는 is aging. 너가 늙는 거야, 늙는 거. 나는 get older 해. aging 해. I don't care so much about
looking cool and having like the coolest.
I don't care so much about 몸에 별로 관심이 없어. I don't care so much about 많이 관심 있지 않아. 많지 않아. I don't care so much about looking cool and having like the coolest fashion. I don't care so much about looking cool. Looking cool and having the coolest fashion. So I don't need to stress out.
Coolest fashion. So I don't need to stress out about buying fashionable clothes and spending money on fashionable clothes.
I don't need to stress out. 나는 스트레스 받을 필요가 없어. Stress out about. I don't need to stress out about 이런 걸로 스트레스 받을 일이 없어. Buying fashionable clothes and spending money on fashionable clothes.
I'm also busier now that I'm older. I can't see my
And I'm also busier. 더 바빠졌어. Now that I'm older. 나이가 드니까 더 바빠졌어. Now that I'm older. I'm also busier now that I'm older. I can't see my friends.
3 or 4 times a week like I
3 or 4 times a week like
I could when I was younger. And
I could when I was younger. 그러니까 내가 젊었을 때는 뭐 일주일에 3번, 4번 봤는데 and
I'd spend money every time I went out with my friends.
I'd spend money. I used to 그렇게 쓰곤 했어. I'd spend money every time I went out with my friends. 친구들이랑 밖에 나가면 그렇게 돈 썼는데.
So that's actually one of the tips that I wrote down is just like age, get older. It has helped me save money.
So that's actually one of the tips. Yeah, that's actually one of the tips that I wrote down. Is just like age.
Actually, one of the tips that I wrote down is just like age, get older. It has helped me save money. One of the tips that I wrote down is just like age, get older.
Wrote down. That is one of the tips that I wrote down is just like age, get older. 나이가 드는 거지. Age, get older. It has helped me save money. 내가 도와줬어.
It has helped me save money.
Yeah, age. Yeah, get older. That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Age and get older. That's a good one. That's a good one. 그거 좋은 거네. That's a good one. That's a good one.
I'll just do 5 quick ones.
I will just do 5 quick ones. I will just do 5 quick ones. 5개를.
So don't buy things straight away if you want them. Leave it.
Don't buy things straight away if you want them. 이렇게 바로 사지 마. Straight away 하지 마. Don't buy things straight away if you want them.
Bit of time.
Right?
I would
Leave it a bit of time. 약간 데뷔도. 놔둬. 잠깐 놔둬. Leave it a bit of time. Leave it a bit of time. 놔둬. Don't buy things straight away if you want them. Leave it a bit of time.
I would also say keep one account with money in that you don't touch.
I would also say 그렇게 말할게. Keep one account with money in that you don't touch. 그러니까 건드리지 않는 어카운트 계좌를 하나 가지고 있어. Keep one account with money in that you don't touch.
So one account where there's no transactions, you just put.
So one account where there's no transactions. 그러니까 트랜잭션을 하지 않는 거지. 그러니까 뭐 송금이나 이런 이체를 전혀 하지 않아. 아이고, 트랜잭션. 왔다 갔다 하지 않고.
Put money in it, and that helps save because you don't have to kind of mix it up with other money.
You just put money in it. You just put money in it, and that helps save. 저축하게 해줄까? Because you don't have to kind of mix it up with other money. 그러니까는 다른 돈이랑 섞일 필요가 없으니까. You don't have to kind of mix it up with our money.
Give yourself treats. I think is a good way to manage like.
Give yourself treats. 그러니까는 스스로 보상을 해줘. Give yourself treats. I think it's a good way to manage. Like
Your spending. So if you do something well, like when it might.
if you do something well, 뭔가를 잘하면. If you do something well, like when
Okay, just give yourself treats. When in my case, give yourself treats. And also, this is a good one. Spend your money if you're thinking about something well, like when in my case, give yourself treats.
When in my case, give yourself treats.
And also, this is a good one.
And also, this is a good one. 이것도 좋은 거. And also, this is a good one.
Spend your money if you're thinking
Spend your money. Spend your money. If you're thinking about
how to spend your money,
if you're thinking about 생각하고 있다면 how to spend your money, I always
think about it like this.
I've always think about it like this. 나 이렇게 생각해. I always think about like this. I always think about it like this. 그거를 이런 식으로 생각해. 난 항상 이런 식으로 생각해.
money on experiences rather than things.
Spend your money on experiences rather than things. Spend your money on experiences rather than things. 물건보다는 경험에 돈을 써. Spend your money on experiences rather than things. 진짜 좋은 말이다. Spend your money on experiences rather than things.
So, if you're thinking about how can I spend money,
if you're thinking about how can I spend money,
I always prefer to spend money doing things rather than getting things.
I always prefer to spend money. I always prefer to spend money doing things rather than getting things. 짝꿍을 만들어 보면 I always prefer 나는 선호 spend money 돈을 쓰는 걸 좋아해. Doing things rather than getting things. 뭔가를 이렇게 하는 것보다 그런 걸 더 좋아해. Rather than getting things. I always prefer to spend money doing things rather than spend money doing things rather than getting things.
And that's always how I prioritize my spending.
That's always how I prioritize my spending. Prioritize? 응? 스펠링을 잘못했나? 그러네. Prioritize. And that's always how I prioritize my spending. That's always how I prioritize That's always how I prioritize my spending. 그 단어로 바꿀 수 있겠다. My study. 그런 식으로 내 공부의 우선순위를 매겨. That's always how I prioritize my time. 우선순위에 내 시간의 우선순위를 매겨.
And also, if you want to learn a bit more about personal finance, or
And also, if you wanna learn a bit more about personal finance, 좀 더, a bit more about personal finance,
or the way you think about money, I definitely
or the way you think about money,
recommend reading that book, The Abundance.
I definitely recommend reading that book. I definitely recommend. 난 진짜 확실히 이거 추천해. I definitely recommend reading that book. recommend ing. recommend인데 recommend. I definitely recommend reading that book.
It changed the way that I thought about money and personal finance.
It changed the way that I thought about money. 내 생각을 바꿨어. It changed the way that I thought about money. It changed the way that I thought about money. It changed the way that I thought about money.
Changed the way that I thought about money and
It changed the way that I thought about money. 그러니까 돈에 대한 나의 생각을 바꿔서 It changed the way that I thought about money and personal finance.
personal finance. So those are my mini tips. Don't know if they're useful, but
Don't know if they're useful. 유용할지도 모르겠어. Don't know if they're useful, but don't know if they're useful, but don't know if they're useful, but that's what works for me.
that's what works for me.
나한테는 효과 있었어. 나한테는 괜찮았어. That's what works for me. But 이것도 되게 좋은데. But that's what works for me. 근데 나한테는 괜찮았어. I like it.
I like it. I mean, all of these tips,
I
everybody's
like all of these tips. Everybody's
financial situation is
It's
so
so
different
different
from person to
from
person to
person
person.
from person to person to person. 사람마다 다르겠지만
It's impossible to say, like, you should do this because
it's impossible to say you should do this 이렇게 한다고 하는 거는 그건 불가능해. Like you should this. It's impossible to say you should this because
of course, we all have different backgrounds. And
Of course.
we have different backgrounds.
everybody is different, but
Everybody is different.
it's always interesting to hear other people's perspectives.
But it's always interesting, 흥미로워 to hear other people's perspectives. 다른 사람의 견해, 관점 이런 거 듣는 건 되게 흥미로워.
There is a little bit of a taboo in Western culture around talking about money and
There is a little bit of a taboo. 타부긴 해. 타부. 금기해야 되는 거. taboo. 금기. 실되는 거. 금기사. 그러면 안 되는 거야. taboo. 발음이 어떻게 나오는 거야? 타부야, 태부야. 발음 기회가 없어. It's a little bit about 터부네. taboo.
there is a little bit of a taboo in Western culture around talking about money and talking about finance.
Western culture, a taboo in Western culture around talking about money and talking about finance.
And
Yeah.
sometimes it's something that people are not too open about. So
And sometimes it's something that 뭐 이런 거야. Sometimes it's something that people are not too open about. 그렇게 막 여는 부분은 아니지. It's something that people are not too open about. So
it is fascinating to have conversations like this.
it's fascinating to have conversations like this. 이렇게 한 거는 되게 fascinating. 대단히 흥미롭다. Fascinating. Fascinating. Fascinating.
Fascinating.
Fascinating.
Fascinating.
Fascinating. To have conversation like this.
I'll share my tips that I wrote down on my post-it note here.
I will share my tips that I wrote down on my post-it note here. post-it note 쓴 거 이렇게. My post-it note here.
Of course, getting older, that was my kind of joke.
Of course, getting older, that was my kind of joke. 그냥 내 농담이었는데.
The next tip is buy in bulk. Buy in bulk.
The next tip is buy in bulk. Buy in bulk. 그러니까 대량으로 사라고? 이건 좀 buy in bulk. Buy in bulk. 좀 아닌 것 같은데.
So, for example, I always have my eyes open for a good sale.
So, for example, I always have my eyes open. 그게 뜨고 있게 하고 있어. 어떻게 표시해? Always have my eyes open for a good sale. So, for example, I always have my eyes open for a good sale. I always have my eyes open for a good sale. I always have my eyes open for a good sale.
I was at the supermarket today.
I was at the supermarket today.
And it's kind of a new trend.
It's kind of a new trend.
I don't
새로운 트렌드인데.
know if this is a worldwide trend. I
I don't know if this is a worldwide trend. 세계적인 뭐 경향인지 모르겠어. 추세. trend.
And I feel like it's a worldwide trend.
I kind of feel like it's a worldwide trend.
To do more research into it.
I will have to do more research into it. 알아봐야 될 것 같은데.
I don't know, in Spain, maybe you could chip in with your perspective in Spain, but here in
I don't know in Spain. Maybe 스페인은 어떤지 모르겠어. Maybe you could chip in with your perspective. Chip in? Chip in? 끼워들다? 대화에 끼워들다. 약간은 거들다. 참견하다. 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 Maybe you could chip in with your perspective in Spain, but
Korea, suddenly there's a lot of non-alcoholic beer that's for sale.
there's a lot of non-alcoholic beer that's for sale. 이런 거 팔고 있어. That's for sale. 판매.
And I have a feeling like non-alcoholic drinks are becoming kind of trendy and popular.
Non-alcoholic drinks are becoming kind of trendy and popular. 유행하고 있는 것 같은데? Are becoming trendy and popular.
Very trendy.
Yeah.
Yeah, very trendy. Yeah.
Trendy.
Yeah, I mean, this is also ties in.
Trendy. Trendy. A trend. Trendy.
Ties into getting older.
Also ties into getting older. 이게 무슨 말이야? Ties into getting older. 이게 무슨 소리지?
I like beer, but I don't want to drink a lot of alcohol as I get older. So
I don't want to drink a lot of alcohol as I get older. 그걸 먹고 싶지가 않더라고.
non-alcoholic beer is like the perfect fit for me.
Perfect fit for me. Non-alcoholic beer is the perfect fit for me. 나한테 딱이야. perfect fit for me. Is like
And it's kind of expensive. Like one can here in Korea of the type that I like,
it's kind of expensive. Like one can here in Korea of the type that I like. 내가 좋아하는 타입이 좀 그렇게 비싸.
is around
Around
$3.80 American. $3.80.
Wow.
So it's expensive. Yeah.
Yeah.
But today, just this morning, when I was in the supermarket, there was
Today, just this morning, when I was in the supermarket, 내가 슈퍼마켓에 있을
a sale, and it was 90 cents a can.
때
So
90 cents can. There was a sale. 이라고 있었어. There was a sale.
it's much cheaper. And
There was a sale. There was a sale.
and so my wife and I saw this, and we're like, let's buy a ton. So
Let's buy a ton.
we bought like as much as we could load.
Let's buy a ton. 잔뜩 사자. A ton. We bought like as much as we could load into our little shopping basket. Thomas.
Into our little shopping basket that we had brought with us, because it was just
Basket that we had brought with us. 가져갔던 거지. Because
such a huge discount. So
it was such a huge discount. 엄청난 디스카운트.
taking advantage of those opportunities when you see something. Another
Taking advantage. 이용하는 거지. Taking advantage of those opportunities when you see something.
Another example is I saw there was a fantastic sale, like 80% off sale on iron-free dress shirts.
I saw there was a fantastic sale. This also like 80% off sale on iron-free
Dress shirts.
Iron-free dress shirt. 다리미질 안 해도 되는데 iron 발음 iron 아, 응? 왜 알이 껴있지? iron
Iron. Iron.
iron
Iron.
iron
Iron.
iron 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 free iron free
And I hate ironing. I
ironing
hate ironing. I hate
ironing 다리미질하는 거 싫어해. wrinkles. I hate ironing.
wrinkles. I hate anything to do with having to get wrinkles out of clothing.
I hate anything to do with 자체. 그치? 관계가 있다. Having to get wrinkles out of clothing anything to do with have anything to do with having to get wrinkles out of clothing, get out of
So I always try and wear iron-free dress shirts.
So I always try and wear iron free dress shirts and
When I saw that they were on sale, I bought like 10 or 15 of them. I bought a
so that they were on sale. They were on sale. 이렇게 for sale이면 판매 중이고. I saw that they were on sale. I bought like 10 or 15 of them.
bunch because they're in bulk, and I knew that I'm gonna wear these all the time for going to work, any kind of.
I bought a bunch. 잔뜩 샀어. I bought a bunch because they're in bulk. And I knew that I'm going to wear these all the time. 내가 항상 입을 거 알고 있으니까. Bulk. And I knew that 알았어. I'm going to wear these all the time. 항상 for going to work. Wear these all the time for going to work.
Kind of professional situation where
Any kind of professional situation where I need to wear a dress shirt. Any kind of professional situation and where I need to wear a dress shirt.
I need to wear a dress shirt. It's a fantastic sale.
It was a fantastic sale. Fantastic. Fantastic이네. Fantastic. Okay. Fantastic.
It's a fantastic sale.
It was a fantastic sale. So
I bought them like 2 years ago.
I bought them like 2 years ago.
And just this week I opened one.
Just this week, I opened one.
You know, it's still in its packaging. I opened it.
It's still in its packaging.
It up and put it on.
I opened it up and put it on. Put it up. Put it up. 닫힌 것? 잠긴 것을 열다 켜다 펼치다 open it up and put it on.
So I needed a shirt to wear. So
I needed a shirt to wear. 입을 셔츠가 필요했어.
I think when there are opportunities like that,
I think when there are opportunities like that, 그런 기회가 있으면 when there are opportunities like that,
you should jump on them. Buy in bulk and
buy in
you can
bulk.
save.
You can
So that's
save.
my one tip. My other tip is have inexpensive hobbies.
Have inexpensive hobbies. 비싸지 않은 취미를 가져.
So I'm very lucky that the things that I love to do,
I'm very lucky that the things that I love to do,
like playing chess,
running,
these are really inexpensive hobbies.
these are really inexpensive hobbies.
So I don't have to spend, for playing chess, it's like I do have a chess.com membership.
I don't have to spend, for playing chess. It's like I do have a chess.com membership, but
It's a very small monthly fee.
it's very small monthly fee. small 되게 조금만 내는데 달마다. It's very small monthly fee. 근데 왜 monthly? 이게 형용사네. 부사도 있구나. 쓰기가 형용사도 있고. 형용사도 있고 부사도 있고 monthly fee. Running is free.
Running is free,
Running
except
is free
for
except
shoes,
for
but I buy
shoes.
a new pair of running shoes like once a year or so.
Except for shoes, but I buy a new pair of running shoes. A new pair of shoes like once a year or so. 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 Okay. So yeah.
So yeah, inexpensive hobbies.
Inexpensive.
If you can find something that you enjoy that's rather cheap to do,
If you find something that you enjoy, 뭔가 찾으면 that's rather rather cheap to do. 좀 싼 취미를 찾으면 you can spend your time.
spend your time, have a high quality of life, and also save money.
Have a high quality life and also save money.
That's a good one. I like that one. That's good.
That's a good one. That's a good one. That's a good one. I like that one. That's good. Yeah, that's a good one. I like that one. That's good.
I think with the just to make a note about the discount one and finding things on discount.
I think with but just to make a note about the discount one and finding things on discount.
I'm terrible at that because I'm like, no, I'll just buy it now. I'm not going to wait until there's a discount. I'm like, I want it now.
I'm terrible at that. 그거 잘 못해. I'm terrible at that. 그런 거 잘 못해. Because I'm like, no, I will just buy it now. 당장 살 거야. I'm not going to wait. 안 기다릴 거야. Until there's a discount. 디스카운트 있을 때까지.
And my partner's like, no, wait until there's a deal. Like, don't.
No, wait until there's a deal. 딜이 있을 때까지 기다려. 같은 표현이 계속 나오네. 봐봐. There's a discount. There's a deal. 그다음에 they were on sale. Deal, like, don't buy it.
Don't buy it. Like, don't be stupid. Like, wait until there's
Don't
a
be
deal.
stupid. 바보처럼 굴지 마. Wait until there's a deal.
Because there's going to be a deal in like 1 month or 2 months. And I'm like,
There's a deal. Until there's a deal. Because there's going to be a deal. 딜이 있을 거야. In 1 month. 한 달 뒤에. Like in 1 month or 2 months. 한두 달 뒤에 있을 거야.
like, but I want it now.
But I want it
So I'm
now.
terrible. I don't buy things on deals. But
I don't buy things on deals. 나 세일할 때 사지 않아. But I'm learning to do that a little bit more. 좀 더 배웠어.
I'm learning to do that a little bit more. I'm learning to be a bit more smart about that as well. So
I'm learning to be a bit more smart about that as well. So
that's their influence rubbing off on me.
that's their influence rubbing off on me. 이 사람 어려운 말이 왜 이렇게 많아? Rub off on me. 영향을 주다. Rub off on me.
Patience is a virtue for sure.
Patience is a virtue. Patience. 발음 기울여. Patience. It's a virtue. 떡이구나. virtue. 이거? 장점이란 뜻인데. 장점이란 뜻도 있어. 뜻이 맞다. 어쨌든 좋은 거라는 뜻이지. Patience is a virtue. 꼭 갖춰야 될 덕목이야 이런.
For sure. And my final tip is, again, this is one that was only recently available to me for
Only recently available to me for
most of my life. I just never had enough money to do this.
most of my life. I just never had enough money to do this.
So, yeah, it might not be applicable for everybody's situation.
It might not be applicable for everybody's situation. 모두에게 해당되는 건 아닐 수도 있어. applicable. applicable. 해당되는, 적용되는. applicable. 케이블이 아닌데? 참 이제 발음이 이상해. applicable. It might not be applicable for everybody's situation.
But is to buy one thing that is higher quality rather than to buy several things that are lower quality. So
to buy one thing, 하나만 사. 이것도 내가 하고 싶은 말. To buy one thing that is high quality rather than to buy several things that are low quality. Is to buy one thing that is high quality rather than to buy things that are lower quality. Rather than to buy several things that are lower quality.
although you have to pay more money up front,
Although you have to pay more money up front. upfront가 그런 뜻이네. 선불이라는 뜻이네. 선불이. upfront. 이렇게 발음 끼워봐. upfront. upfront. 선불로. 선불도 해야 되지만 upfront. 그런 의미가 있구나. Money. You have to pay more money up front if that is something that
you're going to wear or use for a long time.
if that is something that 해야 되는 거라면 you're gonna to wear or use for a long time.
And you know that just buying one, you have to pay more money for it up front, but it's high quality, it's going to last a long time.
Have to pay more money for it up front. 한국어로 내야 되지만 have to pay more money for it. Pay more money for it up front, but it's high quality. And it's going to be last a long time. 오래가. 끝난다.
It's at the end of the day actually cheaper than having to replace it several times.
At the end of the day, 이게 이렇게도 쓰이는구나. 결국에는 결국 the end of the day 이런 뜻이구나. 죽어지고 다 대답. At the end of the day 뜻이 두 개였어. Actually cheaper than having to replace it several times. It's actually cheaper. 더 싸. 더 저렴한가 결국은. Having to replace it several times. 하는데 결국 더 싼 거야. 더 저렴.
So if you can afford to buy something that's higher quality,
So if you can afford to buy something, if you can afford to 할 수 있다면, 그 여유가 있다면, if you can afford to buy something that's higher quality, 더 좀 더 퀄리티가 높은 살 수 있으면, that has helped me a little bit.
that has helped me a little bit.
Ooh, good tips. Okay, I like your tips more than mine actually, Andrew. You're obviously
I like your tips more than mine, actually, Andrew.
much better at this than I am. I think everyone should.
You're obviously much better at this than I am. 확실히 나보다 낫다. You're obviously much better at this. Much better at this than I am. Much better at this than I am.
Everyone should listen to Andrew's tips a little bit more than mine, but
You had good tips as well.
I think everyone should listen to Andrew, so it was a little bit more than mine. You had good tips as well. That brings us to the end of this lesson. Talk to you next time.